All right, look, that sun right there, as we know it, okay, you see this stuff out here? Okay, we're going through, fixing to be in winter, okay? All this that you see out here is life. Grass, these blackberries that come up, all of that is charged from that right there and everything else. But do you know what those are made of? Cells. Okay? Now, the same way that right there and the rest of the lights up there and everything else combined charges that right there, I'm going to show you how man has taken that and has created a whole system off of what that charges the cells in you, the trillions of cells in you, combined with what you eat and drink. But when you don't know who you are, and the chemicals and everything that you consume is from a world of toxins, then the cell towers control the chemicals in the cells within you, combined with the TV chemical, or the TV, the vibrations from the TV charge those cells to keep you there. Going to war, there's a different tone played than there is after war. Well, it's riling the spirit up before war, and then it's lowering the spirit. Okay, so they can't do that in TV to make you in fear? And yes, because they control these cells. Now what I'm about to talk about is how everything is an invention of us, and you're going to learn what real SLAVERY is. Your whole world of that comes from a TV. Now you're going to figure out, you'll put it together, and when you start seeing all this, like that bush, everything, people do not give a shit. That tree right there, they have a life just like me and you. And you're taught what? Just cut it down. Or you need it for wood, blah, blah, blah. And that's our whole point too, is the minds of us don't understand that everything can be made red magnetic brick, the same as your blood. But anyways, now let's look at the cells in a corporation of world slavery. Love you. Now that right there is Jupiter. That's the light of Jupiter. Okay? That light of Jupiter penetrates certain plants, animals, and you, and does certain functions just like a circuit board does in the brains of any electrical component. But Jupiter has a big role, just like Saturn, Venus, Mercury, the moon, and all that. That's circuit board stuff that charges the cells in our anatomy. Now hang on just a minute. Okay, now what we're going to do is, see, the cells. Buddy, you okay, James? If you got to look over, this is aloe, so if you got to look over this in a fast time of this growing out, you would see a pattern. You would see a geometrical design, like right here on this sand dollar. That's a pentagram right there. Okay, and this is, do you see that right there? This is a product of the magnetic field combined with the lights above your head that are on different vibrations that control different life forms the way God created it. Okay, real quick, we're going to say that's Earth, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and then I really don't know Mercury, Venus, and the moon, but this is below the ground. And Saturn, like we talked about, deals with the roots, and like the sweetness within watermelon would be from that light. It should make sense, but it don't. So what we're going to do is I have to show you how. We'll talk about the tarot cards too, because we have to look at that. Because see, this is what it is. The toroidal, is it toroidal field? I can't remember how they spell it. It doesn't matter. It's Tor. What's that lawnmower company? Toro. Right, because the Torah, you've got an aura around you. But we're looking at sales. Trying to think about which way to go. Remember in school a long time ago, you do this and you kill all your brain cells and they never come back. Yeah, they do. Real quick. This just came, thank God. Because look, a lot of listening to lectures and reading and all that is trying to protrude all at once, and it's not going to happen. So, with that being said, I'm going to try my best. But every 7 years, that's crazy, I was born on the 7th, which is in a few days. Every 7 years, you're a new being. And you're like, what? Listen, the cells in you push out. It's from the inside out. You should be creating new cells. But see, remember, Ahriman represents dis-ease, not at ease. So when you keep the forces trapped into you, then you that. And then here comes these. And you're taught that and there. And then you go here. And if you get in trouble, you're here. Which brings us to this. Okay. Definition of sale or sales. Let's see. Let's go to this high dollar Ahrimanic intelligent gadget right here. With the high dollar keyboard. I was like, yeah, throw it in there. How much is that? That's $350. It's like, what? Yeah, it's top of the line. It's brand new. That's what he said, and it's so funny. And I'm like, do you want to learn something about the word brand? Because brand is a mark. Members mark, Sam's. You've got other mark. Well, they branded them. Now we wear the brands. And we can't even see that. That's how deep we are into this. But look. Sales definition. Why didn't it say? This is talking about, I just want to get to the, where? Hold up. That was crazy. Something was there and it went away. Biology cell. We're just going to go to the dictionary. A cell. A small religious house dependent on a monastery or convent. A one-room dwelling occupied by a solitary person, such as a hermit. A single room, as in a convent or prison, usually for one person. A small compartment, cavity, or bounded space, such as one of the compartments of a honeycomb. That's that wax. Listen, the bees, the wax that they produce, you have wax in your brain. Yeah. What honey is never taught. Every school should have bees everywhere. Now kill them. Kill them. That's Ahriman. Nothing natural. That's shit that vibrates on the highest level. Brain fluid shit. He's crazy. I went to fucking Harvard and Yale. See my fucking Ferrari and 2 pennies. You see it? My money dictates my status in this life because I'm Ahriman. Okay, now we're getting into dumb shit. Okay. Okay, synonyms for a cell: apartment, chamber, closet, room. Okay, so what we have is this in reference. This is all involved in cells. The definition. Okay, all this right here is going to do what? This is going to wake you up. It's going to generate. Okay, what we've been telling you, the sun and the moon, positive and negative, generates the cells, trillions of cells in you. So, big dick penis man went, dude, we can make some shit just like the anatomy God created through the magnetic field. And then we can produce energy. See, this is energy. This is Ahriman. This is energy. God's gone. Bye. See you. Bye, knowing your anatomy. See you later. And do you see how the gel cells, the same way the cells in you are supposed to multiply, all that's multiplying the same way that you're supposed to know about the cells in you multiplying every month within your brain. You don't know nothing like that. Here, Disney, go on over there, big dummy. Here's a piece of paper. You know it all. Yeah, go on over there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, and the money makes them all dumb. Rooms. And this, look, those of y'all that you've spent your entire career, this is where it's going to hurt. Going back, those lights charge the cells. Well, see, our leaders and controllers represent those lights that charge those cells with a moonetary system, because the moon charges you along with everything else, but mainly the moon and the fluids in you. So now the fluids in you are running on a vibration of man slavery. This is all documentation and everything, buddy. Stamped, crowned copyright birth certificates, which crown is Corona, Lord of the Rings, Saturn. That's Saturn. It has everything to do with Saturn. We can't say it enough. Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. All this is set up based on Saturn. Saturn, real quick, is the judge. The black robe represents Saturn. The 12 jurors are the 12 constellations. The 2 lawyers come in and go back and forth in a court room designed and set up as cells that do not agree with this Ahrimanic body. The nation is a body. They reference that. We're one body. Yeah, of fucking Ahrimanic intelligent cells of corruptness, ions that people laugh at. And that's a stupid fucking spirit to laugh at anything like this. Because see, in your world, real quick, actor, mentor, tutor, creator, what else is it? Pastor. There's a lot more. Okay. The same way the toroidal field charges all the neurons, electrons, cells. You're in one cell made of trillions of cells. I know it's hard. This is where we go into generational seeding and slave conditioning for fucking damn probably beyond 1,000 years to ingrain it into the brain to never fucking come out of what you've been told. But the same way the toroidal field there's the apple core, there's Earth. Okay, so here's Earth. The fan on your house that spins, it comes from that. If you're looking over a top view, that's Target's logo. It's not the sun logo. It is, but it's really the top of Earth looking over. So there's North Pole, South Pole's going to be around. East and west, or east and then west. That's it. It's very easy. But this thing right here is just, there's so much shit going on in here. Like if you look at the front of churches, you're going to see designs. Well, if you look over the top of Earth, and if you mapped out the moon circuit and all this shit, you would see perfect geometrical forms that produce shit like this. and shit like this that we kill and don't care about. Instead, we have upside down pentagrams on everything representing satanic order that have been ingrained in fucking toys, cartoons, in department stores, businesses, anything. But the same way that toroidal field creates and magnifies in the zodiac, which is the wheel, the rota we're fixing to go over. Yeah, anyways, the same way that the toroidal field creates this is the same way they gave us these words, because the false prophets, the pastor, is creating a false toroidal field of an Ahrimanic intelligence within the fucking kingdom. Kingdom. Dome is your brain, because all that is connected to that. Every fucking bit of it. You have kingdom, D-U-M-B, that's the whole thing. Creator. They can't mess with that. That's the creator. The tutor is just fucking regurgitating what they learned from a false Ahrimanic toroidal field of generational mind seeding. Mentor, somebody like me, they'll have to burn and be like, that will never happen again. Oh, yes, sir. You watch. Actor. Because the actors, remember, they're the cast. So the actors are creating, they're casting, they're channeling black magic and sorcery into the fucking aura, Torah, around you through the eyes. 90% of your existence comes from your eyeballs. Charging your mind into fucking dumbbell. And you're taught as a child, we never question authority. In school and in church, you're taught we never question God. Well, we're not questioning. We're just simply showing you how they created the world, just like the anatomy. Fucking pimp the shit out of us. Okay, now we got some tarot cards, regular playing cards. It's funny because these come from these. People are just ignorant. And we ain't got time to go through all these before we get to the Fool. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to go through it. I'm not going to get into these because some of y'all are probably like, look, I know too. Okay. That right there, this right here is the zodiac. These represent 4 constellations, 4 signs of the zodiac. We're not going to get into all that, but that's what it represents. And then you've got T-A-R-O. Okay? So backwards, it's Rota. The Rotary Club in school. Yeah. So Rota. And then you've got Tarot, Torah. But toroidal field, because this represents, there's a lot of symbolism in it, but we're just sticking with the Rota. It's a motor. The sun and the moon act as, it's the same thing as your battery under your hood. That's where it's made of what? Cells. And it's got a positive and negative. Yeah. And then it comes out and combines. Same thing in here. Okay? Motor. And see, I don't want to try to go like really crazy with all this, because this is the Wheel of Fortune, and people, that's the Wheel of Fortune, and they turned it into a dumb game for going. So and the sin, this is the truth too. To be in sin is this. Because the anatomy's not Anatomy. I don't want to get into that. You've got and see the churches. We ain't got time for all that shit. But do you see how the motor has to have cells from a battery? Well, the toroidal field has to have a positive and negative to run this. So the motor, it's like we said, this is the cerebrum, the motor, the transmission is the cerebellum. This is your house. It's made of cells. It's all that right there. But in your brain, and to the people's brain that are very confused, it's an autonomic brain. You've been heavily generationally seduced in black magic. They raised mediums. Listen real quick. Do you see it now? Do you see how the whole world is just one big like slave cell? And how they've created all of it to generate, like, it's insane. But we can go back and tell you about how until, I don't know, probably beginning of the 1100s, but they cut off all the maritime trade route from Europe to America as you know it. From 1200 to 1492 when Columbus discovered it. So it was meant to be. They cut the land off. And what they did is another video. But then they actually put a wall, a hypothetical invisible wall around Europe, and because you control the ports, you control the land, so you control the mindset coming in and out. So you create this fucking false Christ Jesus thing that they all talk now, and they don't say it right. And then eventually you rediscover land. That's what we're saying. Look, this fucking thing that's doing this, okay, is not human. It is look, it's human, but it's not. Okay? Where do you fucking look? They reset the world and created this. This comes from us. This does, and that up there. All of it. Every bit of it. You know, but you need to think about that. Being so big that they cut off trade and shit. Think about all the people that were fucking dependent on all that. Sorry, you're dead. Civilizations dead. In order to accomplish, and that's just one fucking plan. That ain't not. Think about it, y'all. But hell, we're building a neighborhood over here. I'm worth $80 million. I'm a contractor. Hell yeah, look at me. I run this hospital. I fucking set up centuries of shit using God's creation. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is we have no idea how deep we are in this fucking, it's not a rabbit hole. You in the bottom of full-blown, and you've been forced, just like your anatomy, depends on everything around you to generate you, to never break down and to always be at ease. But yet, the world we're in right now is created off the anatomy to destroy the cells. The rubber and all that and plastic, and then you just see it commercial, and that's who you are. It's an demonic spirit. I hope that can help. I love you.